The Augusta Toy and Comic Show, also known as Joefest, took place last month on June 21st through the 23rd. This year, 2024, was the seventh year of the convention, and I had a great time like I always do. Uh, it's always great, even if I don't buy anything, but I did buy some things this year, and I'll show those to you at the end of the video. There's a lot of great old toys on display. There's a lot of great new toys on display. A lot of independent companies are there. This year, I was really excited by three companies that were there. Even though I don't buy a lot of stuff from Super 7, they were there this year with a big display. Big Bad Toy Store was there with a big display, and I do order things from their store. And also Ramen Toys, I was very excited by their presence, even though they may not be back next year, but it was really cool to see them there. They had some really great stuff. I didn't really get any of the cosplayers or the costumes, but there's a lot of that going on as well at the convention. There's usually a cosplay contest. Now, these dinosaur figures were really awesome. I really liked the look of them. These were some prototypes from the coming line for 2025 for the beasts of the Mesozoic. And there was a dragon there, so they aren't all dinosaurs moving forward necessarily. But you can see here some of the releases they already have, and they had a lot of stuff available on sale. I say on sale. They had a lot of stuff available for sale if you wanted to buy some of their stuff. Um, and of course, being Joe Fest, it was very G.I. Joe heavy, so there are a lot of vendors selling G.I. Joe, both modern and old. Here you can see some old G.I. Joe stuff sprinkled in with some reaction figures. You'll see that at a lot of vendors and some other stuff. Now, here was a guy who was selling some different boats that he had painted for G.I. Joe in different themes. These were the Fortnite boat, um, and he bought those at Ollie's for 15 bucks a piece, I think. And here is the Super 7 location. Here's just some pictures I took. You'll also see some video here. But it was really cool to see them show up, even though I don't buy a lot of Super 7 stuff. Uh, the stuff they had on display was awesome. They even had some stuff I didn't know that they make on display. They had some stuff for sale I didn't know they had out there. And then they had a lot of these out as well that haven't been created yet. So it was really nice to see uh, some really cool prototypes. Now, here at the Big Bad Toy Store, these were just display pieces on Saturday. In fact, they had a Ken and Chun Li as well for the Street Fighter figures because I had asked them about if they were going to be selling any of the Street Fighter figures on Saturday, and they told me they weren't. And then when I got there on Sunday, turns out that they decided, I guess, that they were going to sell this stuff that they had on display Saturday on Sunday, but I didn't get there right when the convention started, or I might have had the chance to pick up that Ken that I wanted to pick up. But that's okay. I'll just have to order it on their site, possibly. I never seem to find them in Target in our town. But there was a lot of cool stuff that Big Bad Toy Store had on display in their location as well here. Some of these were toy lines that I'm not as familiar with. Some of them might be exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store, and some of them might be from some smaller companies, some independent companies. There were a lot of exclusives from different companies, which was nice. Um, in fact, later you'll see some exclusives from Ramen Toys, one that I picked up. And it's been really interesting watching this convention grow from the very first one, which was very small, and it's gotten so big so fast. To be able to have these bigger name companies here this year was really great. Have exclusives from some of them was really awesome as well. I definitely would like to plan to pick up more exclusives next year at the convention, um, and we'll see if that happens. I thought a lot of these looked nice. I think I had heard about this Red Sonja figure coming out, but the prototype looked nice. Again, really cool to see these prototypes for figures here on display at our local convention here in Augusta. Ramen Toy booth. Again, I wish I'd recorded this on Saturday. They still had a lot of stuff up on Sunday. This whole display looked amazing. I loved these tanks that they have. You'll see in just a moment here. Really look cool. They had one of these tanks for pre-order. That was an exclusive pre-order for the Augusta Toy and Comic Show, Joefest, and you can see the picture of it there, the desert scheme. That pre-order ended the last day of the convention. I think it was up a few hours after the convention ended, but that pre-order ended. So if you didn't pre-order that desert scheme, then you weren't going to be able to get it. And then here's the Night Ops Stealth Gull Wing, which is their version of the main character, Matt Tracker's mask vehicle. But it's third party, so it's off brand, so they can't actually call it mask, but it's really awesome. And that was an exclusive. Really love their 80s commanders, which are Centurions. I don't have their 80s commanders yet, but I'm very interested in them because I love the Centurions. And here were some new Master of the Verse heads that are coming out for He Man. You may have seen a video I put out when I got the Master of the Verse head for the movie He Man. Um, and the Dolph Lundgren like heads they put out for that were really nice. So I thought these heads were really cool as well. I didn't know they were making new heads, so I'm excited to probably get those. Their Aces of Aviation figures are also nice, and this car that they did for Ghost Rider looked phenomenal. It was all lit up um, on Saturday. Sunday they didn't have it on display anymore. I was hoping I was going to get some video of it on Sunday, but now I know in the future to make sure I record these videos on Saturday. Unfortunately, the convention is kind of short. It closed at 5 p.m. on Saturday, and we didn't realize it was closing that early until they announced it at 5 o'clock that the convention was closing. So we had to make our final decisions really quick. Um, and I was able to get the Night Op Skullwing. And then Sunday, I thought the convention was going till 5 again, and it ended at 3 p.m. So also I missed a lot of stuff. I'll see in the Four Horsemen there was cool as well. I had not heard of their Cosmic Legion figures. I knew about their Mythic Legion, and I still haven't bought any of their Mythic Legion figures either. But there were a lot of these that looked really interesting. I might eventually venture into getting some of these. I've thought about getting some Mythic Legion stuff before to mix in with some of my fantasy characters. I am big on fantasy stuff. And this rotating display they had here looked awesome. The Centaur looks amazing. Um, Love to see more stuff like that. Again, another great display that they had out. Um, Love diorama pieces like that on display. Uh, Unfortunately, some of those are not things you can buy. It would be really great if you could buy some of those diorama pieces like that. I'm not sure about the Mythic Legions ones that they have out here. Some of those might be things you can buy. Now, this Savage Crucible line was one that I got really interested in as I was talking to the one of the guys there at the table. Um, I did buy the convention exclusive they were selling, and you'll see that at the end of the video as well. Um, thought these figures looked really cool, but what really piqued my interest is that in their next wave coming up, they have a figure coming out based on some Frank Frazetta artwork. So it's an official release of Frank Frazetta character. And I love Frank Frazetta art, especially because a lot of it was on um, some books that I've read that my dad had growing up. So that's how I was kind of introduced to his artwork. And there's the figure right there that I was talking about in the back there, that warrior. So, and I'm coming up to get a better look of him right here because I'm really excited about that piece. So I'm definitely in on the Savage Crucible stuff. Very excited to see what else they put out. I'm excited to see if they get any other Frank Frazetta licensed pieces as well, because I would definitely be interested to pick some of those up. Um, and I'll be watching to see what else they have coming out in the future. Thank you so much for watching the video today. I appreciate it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But I did want to continue on, and we're not done yet. I'm going to show you everything that I bought while I was there at the Augusta Toy and Comic Show, or Joefest. And this is the wristband that we got for Sunday, so it was a nice little souvenir here. All right, so one of the things I bought there is this Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection Tila. Now, this is the first figure in the cartoon collection that I've gotten. I think it looks really good. We are going to open all this stuff up and look at it as well, but I'll go through everything first. Next up from Harvender Studios, I have this Savage Crucible figure of the Imperial Sentry. This was a convention exclusive. Now, it looks really cool. And again, like I said, we're going to get everything out of the box and show all these outside of the box. But I did talk to them for a little bit, and I really was interested in some of the figures they have coming up in the line, particularly the Frank Frazetta figure. So that's one reason I was interested in getting this. And anyway, I think it looks really cool. Now, I have been looking for Zorana for a while in the G.I. Joe Classified line, and one of the vendors there was selling her for $5, so that was a steal. Picked her up for sure. I believe I got their name. I think this was from Alliance Collectibles. I am not 100% sure that that's where it was, but I believe it was Alliance Collectibles because I do remember getting a card from them when I was trying to make sure I had the name of the vendor. And I didn't get the vendors that I got all this stuff at, but they had a lot of different people there, a lot of cool vendors set up. But I was glad to finally get her for my G.I. Joe Classified collection. Now, also in the G.I. Joe Classified line, I was able to pick up Mutt and Junkyard. I've been looking at this for a while at Target, but I didn't want to pick it up at the retail price. So I've been passing it over. I was planning to get it eventually, but I was able to find it for $25 at one of the vendors there. So I had to pick it up. It was a great price for this package. And again, I'm really looking forward to opening this up and taking a look at it. Next up, I did pick up this book. Now, sometimes there are authors there at the convention selling books that they've written. This is a self-published author, and his name is KJ Eldridge. I have read this before, at least part of it. I think I got up to chapter 11. I had borrowed the book from my girlfriend. She knew him from school, from college. So she had his book, the first version of this book, but he's since just made some corrections to some things in the book. It's still the same story, and the cover's different now. But I had not finished the book, so now I have my own copy of the book I picked up from him while he was there, and I'm really looking forward to reading through this. Check him out for sure. And again, I'll put any links down in the description below for some of this stuff as well. And lastly, but certainly not least, one of the things I was most excited about when we were there was to see Ramen Toys there. And I knew they were going to be there this year, but their presence was great. They had a great booth, as you saw. And I did get the convention exclusive Red Gold Wing right here, which is awesome. And not only that, but when I picked this up, I got, because they randomly gave me a box, but I ended up with number 1 of 200. So that's pretty cool. But yes, there were only 200 of these produced. And this is the one I have. So I'm recording this before I put the actual video together. So I'm not sure exactly what I will mention, but these are essentially mask vehicles, but they don't have the right, so they can't call it mask. So they have Makima Labs is what they call them. They have another one up for pre-order that looks really cool that I believe was never produced in the toy line. And I'll get into a lot more when I make my review of this, but we're definitely going to open this up and look at it. So when I do my review later on, it'll already be opened. But I have been waiting too long to open this because it's been a couple of weeks since the convention. So we are now going to open up everything, get into it, and take a closer look. All right, so first up, let's just look at all of these figures that I got, minus the exclusive Stealth Gold Wing. So these all look really great. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a review on all of these figures individually later on. So we'll be getting into those soon. But this is just a really quick look at all these figures. They all look fantastic. And I'm really glad that I picked all these up, especially things that were exclusive like this guy here and the Gold Wing. We'll get into that one in a minute. But I'm excited about this line. I didn't know about this company. It's a new company. Well, I'm not sure how old the company is, but it's a company, this line of figures is new for them because this is their first wave. This was an exclusive. A lot of the other ones they had looked really cool, so it's definitely something I'm going to be looking into and getting more of them. I'm really into fantasy style characters anyway, so those are awesome. I'm into G.I. Joe, of course, and He-Man stuff, so all those look really great. And anyway, that's a look at these figures. Now let's get the Gold Wing out and take a look at it real quick, and we'll end the video. There we have the Night Ops Gold Wing, or the Thunderhawk, as it was known in Mask. Now, this is a really cool vehicle. I look forward to showing it off in a review and going over all the details. This is a stealth version that's not in the cartoon, I don't think. They didn't make a toy of this originally. Now, Ramen Toy did make a Gold Wing that was red and looked like the actual original vehicle. But this was a special convention exclusive. And I was surprised that they did a convention exclusive for Joefest, but I was happy about it. It was neat to have a convention exclusive there at our local convention. So this is really cool. Glad to pick it up. I think Matt Tracker's suit looks really cool here as well. I think they did give him a off-brand name for their Makima line, but it's Matt Tracker. But it looks really cool. It looks authentic. This is the first one of their vehicles I've owned from their Makima line that's like Mask. So I think it's cool. It's great. I'm looking forward to doing a full review of this for everybody. I think the stand is a really nice touch, so you get that flying feel for it. But thank you again so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed this look at 2024's Augusta Toy and Comic Show, or Joefest, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.